There were lots of people, and people cycling up and down the cycle path. I remember seeing a mother there with her children and a group of teenagers. So yeah, it was quite busy.
On Sunday 29th of April 1990, an 18-year-old woman was walking her dog along a footpath in Cheltenham known as the Honeybourne Line.
He had a weapon on him. It was quite a thick, sharpened stick with a nail in it. Looked very threatening. I just didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what he was going to do to me. But I feared for my life. And then he proceeded to rape me. I just felt worthless at the time, and it just left me feeling really sordid and dirty. I just wished I could turn back the clock, and I know deep down that I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's just going to haunt me for the rest of my life.
It was such a rare offence to have a rape of this nature happen in broad daylight in a town centre.
Police launched a huge investigation. They took DNA samples from the crime scene, and witnesses were able to give a detailed description of the attacker.
The victim described him as being in his early 30s, dark hair, slightly overweight. The stick was a unique feature which bound all the witnesses together. Without that stick, it would have been difficult to say that the person seen by witness A was the same as the person seen by witness B. The pointed stick helped us identify that this person was one and the same. There was a huge amount of press appeal around it, and a number of e-fits were put in the local paper, but without any success.
12 years later, however, in 2002, the victim thought she saw the offender in a local car park.
She recorded their registration number and contacted the police. The person seen in the car park, their DNA was taken, and it was established that it wasn't the offender.
The man was ruled out, but following significant advances in forensic science, detectives re-examined the attacker's DNA sample found at the crime scene.
We decided to undertake a familial DNA profile that will indicate that the person is either a sibling, a parent, or a child of the offender. On the national database, there are millions of profiles, and we will look for the top 250, looking for people who have family traits that are similar to our suspect.
Despite extensive searches for familial matches, the police got no hits. Thinking the suspect may have fled abroad, they shared the DNA profile with international police forces, and in 2008 turned to Crime Watch.
Now, here's a question for you. What type of person is it who goes to a busy park in broad daylight, armed with a homemade spear, and rapes a young girl?
Out of Crime Watch, we did have a number of useful leads, and this resulted us in taking swabs from about 25 potential offenders. Again, no luck. It was hugely frustrating because you know at the bottom of your heart that the answer is out there.
For years, detectives still hoped for a breakthrough. In April 2021, Detective Inspector Adam Stacey was head of Gloucestershire Constabulary's Rape and Serious Sexual Offence team.
People talked about this case ever since I'd come to the force. As an unsolved case, it was a hideous incident, and therefore, it stuck in people's memories.
Out of the blue, D.I. Stacey got an email. A man had been arrested in Cumbria for being in possession of a knife. His DNA sample matched another on the national database, the one taken by detectives in Cheltenham in 1990.
to get this email, this news, this amazing bit of evidence, you know, as soon as we got it, we knew we had our man, and we're going to be able to finally, after 31 years, prosecute him, put him behind bars where he belongs, and get justice for the victim was just incredible. And we finally had a name. Paul Shakespeare. Paul Shakespeare lived in Cheltenham at the time. We know that, so he was local to the offence.
On the 15th of August 2021, the investigation team went up to Carlisle in Cumbria to arrest Shakespeare. They were horrified by his reaction.
I'm going to be arresting you this evening on suspicion of rape. Okay? No, listen. You've been linked via forensic evidence to the rape of a female which took place in Cheltenham on Sunday, the 29th of April, 1990.
When I saw the body-worn footage of the arrest, and you see the man who was responsible for this hideous offence, for him to be quite blasé about it, that was quite cold and quite chilling.
He pleaded guilty. He got sentenced to 9 years in prison.
When we spoke to the victim, her words to the effect of, I knew this day was going to come. You know, she'd not lost hope all through that time we were going to find him. So she's borne this weight, the impact of the offence for 31 years, not knowing who this man is, knowing that this man is out there. I'm just hopeful that with Shakespeare now behind bars, that this will help her put it behind her.
Great result there.